Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Peach's Little Podcast. We are on episode 5, where we'll be discussing hazards, um, as well as hazard removal. I am joined by my co host, Tiro.
Hello everyone, this is Tiro Price 67 here. So excited to be back for another episode, and this week our special guest will be Fox.
Hi, I'm Fox, and I am happy to be here.
Thank you for joining us.
I'm very happy. I'm so happy to be here that I've curled up into a ball on my bed to record this. You can
You don't have to
tell
let
how
them
much
know.
I enjoy my job. Yeah, but I feel like y'all should know. This is supposed to be very honest podcast.
A very honest podcast. Yeah,
Gotta,
viewers,
gotta
I
keep it
do all
real.
the work here.
Like I
Peachy's name might be on the
said before the
podcast, but
stream,
that's all.
Like I said before the stream, my brain is so big that I came up with the idea for this podcast. Yours didn't. So that's why my name's on here.
It's great. It's right. Well, in the photo, I
Anyways,
am on the
so
left, so, for the left to right readers, I am first. And I'll take that.
right to left supremacy.
All right. All right, what?
Anyways, so
With all
going on
that
to
out
the
of the way.
first hazard. Going on to the first hazard, we have the infamous stealth rocks.
The
Just like
rocks.
standard, every single team should have a consistently good stealth rocker.
I agree. I think every
Um,
team even could have like two stealth rockers. It's not mandatory to have two, but at least having just one is very important.
me looking over to my team or my rockers is like Laleep and Poniard. I never bring one and I never run stealth rocks on Poniard.
But Poniard's actually a good rocker, so it's acceptable.
I don't think I've used it
Mhm.
once. I think I keep bringing it and never click it.
Hey, it's the threat.
Um I mean typically your rocker is gonna be your ground type, sometimes your steel type, and I mean
And the rock
sometimes your
types.
rock type too. Yeah, like your sturdy juice mons. Just don't draft it, please.
Are you saying don't
Just
draft
rock and
Sturdy
roll.
Juice?
Stop it.
Well, there's Dwebble. Dweble's a pretty good rocker. That's a rock type.
Sorry, I meant to say don't draft like the really cheap ones like Bonsley. Don't do it. It's
Bonsley's
corrupted.
actually
Don't do
good
it. Don't
though.
get them.
It's actually a good cheap
I
Yeah,
rocker.
don't
you're
know.
sleeping on Bondsley.
Really, I don't like
Yeah,
Bonsley.
it got Earthquake, it got Rock Blast. That has like base 90 attack, plus the
Yeah,
Sturdy Juice, so
but
it
it's
always lives at
also
least one hit.
And it
but it's
has
also
10 speed. Kind of goes crazy.
It
yeah,
works
that
in
tends to
Trick
be
Room.
trick room time. I don't know. I've always just
Yeah.
like Bonsley always look really puntable, and I always just kill it kind of quickly before it like sets up rocks, and I just kill it. I was like, oh, okay.
Also gets Sucker Punch. Like, for its price point, it's actually a good pickup.
I guess actually Rog and Rolla also. I don't know. Like just that whole like cheap sturdy juice mods. I feel like they're better Pokemon when you don't focus on Stealth Rock.
I don't know. I think I actually like the cheap Sturdy Juice mons. Roggenrola, Bondsley, Geodudes. I like them all.
I guess I've never like gone out of my way to draft them, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm not huge on them.
They do their job really well. They can check
Yeah.
fire
You
types
don't
and
one
flying
shot
types.
them. That's what matters.
They don't get one shot. They get their hazards up. They can go boom.
I think part of it too is I draft Drill Burst so much that they just don't bring the cheap rock types.
Yeah, that's also true. If you draft like Drillbur, Sandshrew, you don't really need to bring him. Especially Sandshrew.
Yeah, I think like almost every team I have has one of those two, or at least like a Mudbray, which would love those stamina boosts from if they click Rock Blast.
I think you're just focusing so hard on the
Um,
Rock Blast.
yeah, well, I don't know. I don't like them. They're kind of ball. They also look really punchable. It feels like you just give them a good kick.
Every little cut mon is really puntable. Outside of like a few.
Hey, you go ahead and try and punt a Tyron, and let me know how that goes for you.
He looks small, he looks puntable.
I
It's the same thing for punting a Bonsly. That thing is heavy.
Listen, I
We're-
could punt a Bonsly, guys. I could do it.
Beat you over here. You'll have to do your own
Actually,
research on
you
how
got
much
it.
it weighs.
It weighs 15 kilograms.
what's that in America terms?
I don't fucking know.
What the
I'm
fuck
just
is a
I just did slash
kilogram?
DT. I just did slash DT on Showdown, okay?
What the fuck is a kilometer? Okay. Anyways, back on topic here. I'm very tired, guys. I'm gonna derail this conversation a lot. But anyways, Stealth Rock's still really good. Punishes the already frail flying types. Especially ones like Picky Peck or Talo. Really, they can still run Life Orb, but it really puts them on a timer if they're taking Life Orb and Stealth Rocks every time they come in. Um, there's not a lot of them, but I mean, of course, other stuff like fire types, sometimes can hinder stuff like Ponyta. We'll get into this more though, but a lot of the fire types, honestly, I kind of like running boots on them sometimes, like Score Bunny and Larvesta, just so I don't have to worry about rapid spinning for them.
But that means you're running boots
Worry get,
and not a
yeah,
good item.
I like boots. Hey, we'll get into this later. I'm a boots lover, boots defender for life.
Yeah, if it was standard, I would give it to you.
Didn't you literally run Boots Score Bunny?
The Score Bunny? No. Bunnelby,
Oh,
yes.
oh, okay. Well, you said Boots Bunny, and my mind went Score Bunny.
No, and I run boots specifically for a different hazard. I don't care for rocks. Boots for rocks. Like, I
Mm,
think the only time I would care for boots for rocks is if my spinner is a bug type.
yeah. I mean, I like doing it. I like doing it for like Larvesta because I mean, I had a rapid spinner, but it was just more convenient, so I could just switch Larvesta in whenever I wanted, rather than having to get the rapid spinner in and then rapid spin and then position Larvesta back into the fight.
I mean,
I
for
I like
Larvesta, it's fine, but I also don't like drafting Larvesta. I don't like drafting
Larvesta's
a mon
kind of
that's
weird.
quad weak to rocks.
He's kind of I kind of like him though.
I like him.
But
He's a good mon. I just don't like drafting him. Because he's so
yeah,
hard to
I mean, I will.
position, because you're kind of forced to run boots.
Yeah, I think every single time I used him, I always just ran boots. It was always just easier.
Which means you can't
I
run his
think
good items like, a Violite or Choice Scarf.
I feel
mm,
I feel like if you run like a Natu or something, you could probably get away with like running Eviolite Larvesta.
Yeah, you definitely could. You can like keep the hazards away.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I did have a Natu on that team as well.
Yeah.
I actually don't think I had a rapid spinner on that team. I think it was just Natu.
Ouch. That's bad. Wait, you had a Larvesta, and your only way of preventing rocks was not to?
I think so. Fox, you remember it was ADL. Did I have a rapid spinner? I don't think I did.
I don't think you did. I don't think you
I think
did.
That's a
I think all of them got
that's
taken,
bad
and I was like,
drafting. Wait.
hey, I still made it. I made it to semifinals with that team. Okay.
Oh, that's a
Part of it might have been like a little bit of a skill diff more than an actually
I was like, I don't
good
know if that's
team. But we're
more
gonna talk
about you
about it.
or about your competition.
I think my competition was okay. I'm just goaded with the sauce, guys.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Except
Alright.
versus Squirtles. I'm not goaded with the sauce against a Squirtle.
You lose to Squirtles? That's embarrassing.
Yeah, well when they get a 20% flinch chance, then it's my perfect record.
Hey,
Alright.
you're the one running like Stunky, okay?
I
So
don't I don't know what you're talking about. I would never
Stench
do such a
Stunky,
thing.
um
Mud Bomb, any way to muddy water, any way to lower accuracy.
All right, guys,
listen,
we did our obligatory Stunky mention of the episode, guys. We did it.
And we're still on Stealth
yeah.
Rocks. Alright, let's move on to Spikes.
Honestly, I think spikes are really overrated unless you have like Trubbish.
I don't run spikes are like not really worth in Little Cup. You're getting about the same amount with Stealth Rocks, and like two stacks of spikes don't make a difference. It's for spikes, it's either 1 stack or 3 stack, and that's it. And you're spending way too much time if you're trying to get up 3 stacks of spikes.
Yeah, I mean, I know they gave some Pokemon like I know they gave Sandshoe spikes, but you just first off, you're running Stealth Rock first. I don't want
Yeah,
to commit 2 move slots to spikes, and it's like you're just wasting your Sandshoe at that point. I
yeah,
like
it's
I like Trubbish with spikes just because of your consistent like berry juice recycle and you can't be knocked off, so you can actually get the spikes off of it. But most of the time, it's not going to work out.
yeah, like Ferroseed and Trubbish are like the only two spikes users.
Pharisee a
And
good shout too.
Dwebble. Y'all are sleeping on Dwebble.
I just don't think
I don't
Dwebble is
like.
a Pokemon in
I
general,
don't.
so I
I
ignore that
I
Pokemon
What?
feel like
at all
I
chances.
feel like people overrate like Hazard's Dwebble. It's a better Shell Smashmon, honestly.
The best
I
Dwebble
kind of
set is Shell
disagree.
Smash knockoff and then Hazards. That's it.
Yeah, see, I agree with that. I agree with that. Like Shell Smash and then running Hazards. It's like a filler move. But not like primarily as a Shell Smash sweeper.
Listen, y'all just actually I don't know.
But
I
Dwebble is
just
just a
really
garbage
like.
Pokemon in general, so it's okay.
I don't
What?
want to.
I just have
This
a
is
severe
false.
hatred for
Guys,
Dwebble in general.
Man.
guys, I might
I
need
agree
I might
that's
need
a
a new
good
co-host.
Pokemon, but I still think it's garbage.
Yeah, you need to get a new co-host for real.
No co-host. We're going to need a new
Um,
guest.
I guess I would also give a shout out to why am I blanking guys? Oh, Glimmet. You can justify
Um,
spikes on that too.
Glimmet gets spikes? Why would you run spikes on Glimmet?
mm,
Just spam Sludge Bomb or Power Gem. Spam its like base 100 special attack.
I think it's like the same special attack as Abra. It's like 105, yeah.
yeah, 105. I feel like you can also get away with like Bramblin spikes
Yeah, but then
I
you
sometimes.
don't
have
think
to
you can get
stress
away with Bramblin,
Bramblin.
period.
Bramblin's so frail. It never does anything. I hate that mon.
That's fair, that's fair. Or like Chespin. Chespin could also work,
Oh
like
yeah,
depending on
Chespin
the
spikes. Chespin spikes. I agree with that.
And then if you look at cheaper options, you have your bug types like Venipede, Shelmet, um, really cheap option Wimpod. Wimpod literally is just spikes. That's what you get it
Yeah,
for. It's like
it's
2
spikes.
points.
Yeah. I have drafted Shelman a couple times just to run spikes.
I do like Shelmet. Shelmet's a nice little guy.
Yeah, usually you like spikes is like the afterthought of hazards. You want to get rocks up first, and then if you have like T spikes or sticky webs, you want those next.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think spikes are something you don't like. You don't typically plan to like. You don't try to force it, but if you need it to get a certain roll, then it's good.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like
Um, you go.
oh no, I like totally lost my train of thought. I was gonna say something, I just totally blanked.
My bad, gang.
Great job,
Um,
Yeah,
PG.
yeah. Yeah.
All right, next up we
Toxic
have
Hazard is Toxic Spikes.
yeah the T
Toxic.
spikes. For
I
T
mean,
spikes,
Glamad.
the beauty of T spikes here is um you only need one. That's it. Like
Is
outside
Mm-hmm.
it?
like
Yeah.
standard,
It,
you usually like having both T spikes up because like Toxic's great in standard. And Little Cup, regular poison's actually better than Toxic, so you only need one. So you click it once, you don't worry about it afterwards.
yeah. Clicking it twice is genuinely worse than clicking it once.
Yeah. Like clicking it twice because you're in an offensive, fast-paced metagame. If you're clicking a hazard move twice in a row with like T spikes or whatever, you're losing a lot of momentum one, and then you're giving your opponent's Pokemon arguably a worse status condition than regular poison. So
Yeah. And I mean, it is nice for absorb and also absorbing T spikes. not only getting T-spikes but absorbing them, a lot of teams want a poison type anyway for that defensive fighting check. So it's not hard to get both a mon that can set it up and just absorb it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then like it is like kind of tougher to run against other teams because they are gonna have that. A lot of them will have that like poison type just because it's a defensive check for fighting types. However, you can also use T-spikes to kind of force in the poison type and keep their like offensive Pokemon at bay and kind of dictate where you want your opponent to go, which is really nice. So you can like dictate the game flow in that direction. However, that's like more of like a huge skill check there. So take that with like a grain of salt.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
you
more
can
so
also.
something you do when like you get to like higher levels of play. You're probably not doing that if you're just beginning.
Mhm. I mean, you can also pair with things like Trapinch or Diglett to like trap that poison type as well.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep.
I'm always kind
They
of
can get rid of
iffy on actually running. Sorry.
they can get rid of the T-spikes, but then they die to the Diglett or Trapinch.
Mhm.
Yeah. I will say I'm always hesitant to run T-spikes because not only is it the poison types, but also both steel types and flying types also being immune. It's a bit wishy-washy on if it's actually like I don't know. I actually now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever clicked T-spikes. I don't think I ever have.
I've clicked it a couple times. It's very niche though, because like once you said like you said, there's like 3 different types that are immune to it, and then there's like the Gutsmons as well. They're kind of prevalent in the Little Cup.
Mhm.
So it's like very few matchups where T-spikes are going to help you.
I think I clicked
Yeah,
T-spikes like once, but that was to set up for like a Merciless Marini, Scarf Merciless Marini.
that's cooking.
Yeah,
As an ultra
actually
player
go
type of
find.
set. All right, that's T-spikes. Now we can talk about the best hazard in Little Cup.
Yeah,
Sticky.
here comes like the whole this is like the whole meat of the video. We have sticky webs. Best
Sticky
hazard
webs.
in Little Cup. Probably I'd argue better than Stealth Rock, honestly.
I don't think it's much of an argument. It's banned and Smogon Little Cup for a reason. For like
Mhm.
how close the
Yeah,
speed tiers are to each other in Little Cup, you can make the 19 speeders, just make them slow than pretty much the whole metagame, outside of like the bulky mons that are super slow.
yeah, I think it goes down to like they drop down to like 13
13.
speed.
Yep.
15, yeah.
They joined the Dupe Hider.
Doesn't Dew Biter hit 14 or no?
13.
No,
If
That's
Dupe Hider hit
unfortunate.
14, that thing would be a menace.
I think we'd
You
actually have
just
to
scarf
ban
it and then you're
14 speed
outspeeding
deep players.
everything. Here you scarf it,
Oh,
then you're only
wow.
speed tying the 19 speeders.
Yeah, and I mean the thing with Sticky Web is that so many I mean every Pokemon benefits off of it. And you just there's so many good partners you can do with it. Like we mentioned in the fighting type video, any fighting type, but especially like Galarian Farfetch'd,
Scraggy.
um Scraggy, Crabrawler, I mean really any just really strong offensive mon like Abra, um
Pancham.
Hisuian Growlithe is a big one too.
Bunnelby. Literally anything that's slower than 17 speed but like faster than 14. Really appreciate it.
Honestly, I'd even argue that like fast mods appreciate it, because then you won't have to worry about getting outsped by a Scarfer or something.
Yeah.
Well, as we've established on this channel, winning if you lose a speed tie, it's a skill issue, honestly.
True,
Yeah.
that's my
I always
thing.
win my speed ties, so I don't know what their issue is.
Exactly. If you lose one, you just suck. Sorry to tell you.
It happens.
But I mean, really, Sticky Web is just so amazing, and the only thing that really bounces it is the fact there's only like 2 actually legit ones.
Thank you.
3 maybe if you want to count Surskit.
Surskit does not count. Garbage Pokemon.
You're sleeping on Ariados or whatever.
Spinnerack.
Spinnerack.
Spinnerak, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we're sleeping on it so much that we forgot its name.
It's good.
Actually,
It's
here's
good.
the
Trust me.
real
Trust
3, but we ban on Burden on Swirlix. Now I'm cooking.
You're cooking with something. I still wouldn't unban Swirlix, even with Unburdened banned.
Honestly, real.
Yeah, that is the one thing, like, but it's still like both Cutie-Fly and Dewpider would be drafted within the first 2 rounds, pretty much every single time.
Yeah, I mean, another thing we mentioned in the fighting type video, basically Cutie-Fly always is like always the back wheel pick.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
It is always picked like number 8,
7
and
or
then
8.
Dewpider
Yeah.
always goes round 2.
Yep. And it just works out like that. I mean, then you get like, the lower tier sticky web users like Grubbin or Spinnerack or Sawaddle. You really want to use Sawaddle for some reason.
Nah,
Even
Spinnerack is a high tier. Y'all are sleeping on it. Trust me.
even like the 2-point blip bug, which is literally useless, but it gets sticky web, so it's actually not that bad.
No, it's still bad. It's like Surskit.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad, but it has sticky web, which makes it like an actually okay mon you can bring
Alright,
because of
so
just
like,
how good sticky web is.
I didn't want to say Surskit's actually an okay Stickymon user. I just hate it because it's the worst Stewpider in every single way. Outside of speed.
That's true.
It can get up sticky webs faster than Dewpider can.
But
However,
yeah,
it
really,
can
like,
also die a lot faster than Dewpider can.
this is true. This is true. Surskit's much more of a dedicated websmon. Um, I will say that like really anything can like benefit from sticky webs. One time I got like a 6-0 sweep with Swords Dance Goldeen because of sticky webs. So really
I feel like that's a
anything
skill
can sweep
issue
with
on
sticky
top
webs.
of the sticky webs.
Mhm.
No, actually, no. I mean, Goldeen just has really good coverage. I think they're like water check with Snover, and I just clicked Mega Horn into it.
Hmm. Yeah, when your wire check is slow, Snover, that's an ouchies.
I forget what else. I think they had like a I think I did like a Chin Chow too, but Goldeen's just notorious for sitting on Chin Chow.
Mhm.
That's true. So that's just a matchup
Anyways,
issue.
point being, all right, Goldeen's amazing. That's point number 1. Point number 2, really Sticky Webs is just insanely broken. You entirely control the whole speed tiers. And even like rapid spinning can be really annoying because they're usually gonna have a ghost type, or at least generally will, and you're slower, so it's really punishable, and it's a whole headache. Hell, even if you predict the rapid spin, the ghost type switching in and kill it, it just gives the opponent a free switch to abuse your rapid spinner now.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
mean, also, I don't really care for ghost types in the World Cup because they're easy to kill most of the time. So, like,
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
just
like
more
we
about
said,
like punishing the rapid spin and over like bringing in a ghost type because most ghost types aren't that good. There's like Hisui and
yeah, I
Zoroark,
mean,
and that's the only one I respect.
I mean, I feel like Sandy Gas is also okay.
No.
we just dog shit on Sandy Gas last
No.
video.
We spent a whole
Well,
video talking trash about Sandygast.
man, you guys are sleeping on it. I think Sandy Gas is okay.
It's not.
I think it's like
You look at
Drifloon,
it, it's like, yeah,
Hisuian,
this could be an
Zorua are
okay
the good
mon,
ones.
and then you realize it's super slow and has a terrible typing. You're like, this is not an okay mon.
Yeah, I mean it's like Drifloon, Hisuian, Zorua are the good ones, and you go down to like
I don't respect Drifloon.
Pumpkaboo. I don't know. Shut up. If you have
I'm
like
sorry, I don't
Pumpkaboo,
respect it.
Brillish, and like Greavard, and then it really goes down.
Well, I think you guys are hitting on Sandy Gas a little too much, okay? I
Mm-hmm.
don't think it's as bad as you guys are saying.
It
I
is.
agree. Rock Polish Sandygast, my beloved.
Rock Power Sandygast so that you can speed tie the Diglett. Gotcha.
Hey, you don't speed tie Diglett, you outspeed Diglett. Thank you very much.
Alright. Can't
No,
invest
but
all
like,
that in
go
speed
choose now.
so that you die while you click Rock Polish.
Hey, you hit 12 speed, okay? It's a very modest speed tier.
So you are investing all of that in speed, so you do die when you click rock polish because you have so many weaknesses to very common types in Little Cup.
Me, 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 me. I don't hear it.
All right. All right. Now let's talk. So now that we got all these hazards up, let's talk about let's talk about removing them with the rapid spin and defog. So rapid
Okay,
spin is
I
very
have a
important.
confession.
Yes.
Yeah, rapid spin is so important, but I have such a headache every single time drafting trying to fit a goddamn rapid spinner into my team. It is so
Mhm.
annoying sometimes.
It's just
Because
it's mandatory though. I feel like
it
every team needs a
it
spinner.
is. Oh, it's mandatory, but it's also such a headache because like sometimes I want to use a different water type and a different ground type, and then it's like shit, I've got like two options. Because pretty much every rapid spinner in this tier is water and ground type with like very few exceptions.
You got that boy Anorith, which I don't even
Yeah, I
respect
think
as a Pokemon, but it's still a good rapid. It's still a really good rapid spinner.
Anorith is the only one coming to mind right now.
What do you mean? You tried drafting
Pineapple.
Gossifleur that one time.
Yeah, I wonder who took that round 4.
Hey, the rapid spinners were going. I needed one, and I was
This
not
is
about
why
to kill myself drafting Squirtle.
even Squirtle was gone. Literally everything was gone at that
Oh, was
point in
Squirtle
time.
gone? Okay. Well,
Literally,
Squirtle's
it
a
was
bad Pokemon in
Gossiflor
general, so.
and Pineco and Roly-Poly were the three we're fighting over.
What do you mean, Bergmite?
Oh yeah,
I actually have more respect for
Bergmite.
Bergmite than I do for Roly-Poly or Pineco. Oh, Pineco's just. I don't
I
really agree that Pineco's a good spinner, just because of like
it's
its
not a good
typing
spinner.
and
It's
its
not.
speed. Like
I
Anorith
like
is
using a
only
loaded
is a
dice
good
set.
spinner because of its speed and its like huge attack stat.
Oh,
Yeah,
you know what's a good spinner that's not water or ground? Sandshrew Alola.
There you go. Alone Sandshrew.
in
Just
quotes.
drafted a snow team.
In quotes.
That thing gets drafted like round 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everyone loves Alola and Sandshrew.
Snowshrew. I mean I love Snowshrew.
I don't. I don't like them one.
Oof.
Yeah, this is why Star used the goat because you get your a good round 1 pick and rapid spin and don't have to worry about it at all.
Yeah. And the beauty of Rapid Spin is it boosts your speed. And once again, a Little Cup where everything is like in the same speed tier, pretty much, or like right beside each other. You boost your speed. Next thing you know, is you're outspeeding the whole metagame outside Choice Scarfs.
Mm-hmm.
Real.
And you're boosting your speed while getting rid of hazards. That's what makes Sandshrew so annoying to deal with. Like Drillbur,
I
fine,
will.
it's okay, you can kill it. Sandshrew, you actually need to hit it a couple times before it dies.
I think
Yeah.
also moving on to Defog, I feel like not many things actually want to run Defog, or they're too frail to actually get Defog off.
Yeah, there's like very few mons that would run Defog, I think. It's like a couple of the
Like
Yeah,
birds
Defog
Piplup,
is
and
fake.
Stunky.
yeah, I think Piplup is an okay Defogger too.
That's technically a bird, yes. It can't
Hey,
fly, but it's a bird.
it's not a flying bird though.
Penguins are birds.
Um, you're never running it, but Timber technically, if you really need to, you'd
Okay,
only do that
if
against
you're
like
spending one of your
sticky
move slots
webs.
on Defog on Timber, you need to draft better.
It is, yeah, you only ever use that if you're facing sticky webs and just need an emergency get them off the field.
That's the I don't have a good spinner and I don't have a better defogger.
I
Honestly,
mean,
the only time you run defog is versus sticky webs too. You like that's really the only you very rarely actually click defog. I like Piplup is the only one coming to mind that you'd actually spend the time because you have to take the hit, and removing stealth rocks is not worth all the damage you take for actually clicking the move.
I feel like Timber can fit it sometimes, because really it's only clicking knockoff and Drain Punch, and then Mach Punch. I feel like a 4 slot, you can fit Defog if you need to.
No, 4
Yeah.
sides like coverage or bulk up or
Well,
like I guess you can definitely fit Defog on it. It's just I don't agree with that pick. There's so many better things to fit on Timber.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
not disagreeing.
you never really run Defog Timber unless you're facing webs, or really, like I said, Defog in general, like, because either they don't want the move slot, or like, could you click Defog with, I don't know, Talo? Sure, you're gonna die for it.
Yeah, I feel like it's overall just a waste of a move slot. Like, it's just such a momentum drainer as well.
Yeah,
Like,
you lose so much momentum just by clicking Defog over like clicking an attacking move or like a setup move
mm,
for whatever you need to click. It's like great, you got
Yeah,
rid of rocks.
like if your team is gonna lose to Stealth Rock that badly, you need to draft better.
Yeah, draft a better
mhm.
rapid spinner. Maybe depend
I
more like
mean,
a good rapid spinner.
Volibee can kind of fit Defog sometimes.
Okay, if Volabee's allowed,
Okay,
then yes, you can run
if
default
Volibee is
Volabee.
allowed, if Volibee is allowed.
If we're allowing Volabee, then yeah, you can run default Volabee. That's fine.
Sorry, I was thinking of like in standard, because in standard it can run Defog
Oh yeah,
sometimes.
like Smoke on Little Cup is different from draft because Smoke on Little Cup doesn't even
Well,
have
Yeah,
webs.
yeah, yeah.
They banned webs.
yeah, for sure. Yeah. I was just thinking of like if any mons run Defog in standard. That's the one that came to my mind. I didn't mean like that.
They nerfed my
Also,
boy.
I wanna do a little mention here for boots. Again, this is, I mean, honestly, there's like, you typically do not want to run heavy duty boots, but there's a few Pokemon that I think actually do genuinely appreciate them. It's mostly like certain Pokemon like Scorbunny, Larvesta, or another way to like
Anorith.
anti-webs. Yeah, like,
Legendary.
okay, that means you're using Fletchling though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just I have a big issue on
Um,
boots because if you're using boots, you're not using a good item.
Yeah.
yeah, you really only use, like, if you're using boots, it needs to either be for a purpose like anti-sticky webs. Um, Technically air balloon does the same thing in that regard, but if it pops,
Yeah,
then you
but
don't
air
have
balloon
it.
you can pop.
Yeah. Um, or it's something like Larvesta or Scorbunny where you want them to keep pivoting throughout the whole game, and that's how you're getting value out of them. Then it's easier to just slap boots onto them.
And even then, I don't like boots and Scorbunny. I think there's like
And I do.
better items in Scorbunny than boots.
I think there are, but I do like it if you're going for like a U-turn heavy team,
Then give
then
it a choice scarf.
it will kill itself really quickly though. But yeah.
I feel like a big appeal of Boots Live Vesta as well is flame body. Like, cause you try to knock it off and then you're gonna get burned, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but then you knock it off and now it's useless.
Well, well, you're gonna have a spinner anyways, right? It's like,
I would hope.
yeah, if you don't have a spinner,
Feel
then
some
then
I feel
something else
some
is
shade
wrong.
being I feel some shade being thrown to me right now. I don't
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah,
this.
you drafted a Larvesta without a spinner. That's when you have to
Listen,
bring boots every single week. Like, boots is
listen.
broken in standard
I
play. I'll give you that, but in Little Cup, it is a bad item.
I needed a fire type, and it was between getting Larvesta or like Darumaka, and the fighting resistance sounded pretty nice.
You needed a fire type. That was your first big issue.
I don't want to hear it. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. This just quiet from the peanut gallery. I still made semifinals. That is what matters in the story. Okay.
That's
Yeah, we
true.
did talk about that. We did, yeah.
So therefore, I'm right. You're wrong. Debate over.
All right, there you go. That's the debate. Yeah, I mean, there is definitely merit in using boots. Don't. It's it's not the best item, of course. Like you will always want to use like a Violet Berry Juice Choice Scarf.
It
Like
is a
there's a
very,
list of items out there
it is
that
a very
but
situational item.
it is very niche. At the very
But you should
least.
also know the situations where it is good.
Yeah. Like I think my favorite way to use boots is like Anorith. When it's like when you're going up against sticky webs, you're going up against rocks. Like a good rock slayer, Anorith can come in and just click rapid spin kind of freely without having to worry about anything with the boots.
I'm gonna make
Especially since
one
like with
last
its 18 speed, it takes advantage of the fact that it's not losing its speed to webs.
for sure. I'm gonna throw in one more Stunky mention for this video. Also, boots Defog Stunky, another good way to punish.
Sticky webs.
Thank you. I don't know why I just lagged out there. Jesus.
You're curled up on your blanket on your bed, that's why.
I don't want to hear
And
it. This is not. This is lies inside it. This is not true.
You said that at the beginning of the podcast.
I don't want to hear it. Okay, I've had enough of this hate and lies and hate speech thrown at me.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm gonna cancel you on my Twitter.com.
Okay, cancel me on your Twitter. Go for it. I'll be like every
Tiro
other
is a
Pokemon
mean.
Wi-Fi player.
Tiro is a mean poopy head. I'm gonna go put that all over it now.
Please do. Please post that. Make sure to at me when you do it. We don't want this subtweeting. We want this like aggressive tweeting. All right. I think that's all.
I
Is
think that's
there
about it for hazards.
anything you wanted to
I
add,
mean,
Fox?
I was gonna say like on the topic of Defog, things like Poniard takes really good advantage of that.
Oh yeah, like yeah, when you like have webs, having like a Defiant or competitive mon to take advantage of the
Yeah, for
defoggers.
sure.
Cast some like Piplup, Wattrel, Poniard. You're kind of
Banky.
not throwing, but it's really iffy. Competitive Gothita. Sometimes maybe the matchup can work out, but don't rely
I
on
think
that.
it's all right because you can also run Scarf as well. Like you
Yeah.
get a 3+2 Scarf. It's gonna shred through a team.
It also means you're not running Shadow Tag on Gothita, but it's not the worst option out there.
Yeah.
hmm
It
I
just
mean, it
means you're
still
running
gives you the
Gothita.
message like you might be trapped. So a lot of times people just don't want to swap out.
Genuine
If you
also
see that message,
Defiant.
always check.
No,
Also
literally
Defiant
though.
Mankey. Defiant Mankey is a really good webs partner too.
hmm
Whenever I see that message when I'm going against Arena Trap or Shadow Tag, I always make sure to check. My opponent could have forgot.
For sure.
I
He
I
could have
can't
get
even
tricked all
know
accidentally
the
ran
time.
Sandvale Diglett versus me.
Man, imagine Snivy with webs. Get that
Ooh,
evasion
yeah.
boost.
Yeah. It's like Webs doesn't have like the best matchup in every single matchup just because like you're gonna run into the Defiant Mons or the competitive Mons or the Snivy. That's just gonna love the webs going up on its side. A part of me just wants to face like a Natsu team with webs and have a Snivy on my team so I can click webs on the Natsu.
You know, that's actually kind of hate though. Okay,
I mean, the issue is it's gonna make the rest of my team slow, but however, my Snivy ain't slow anymore.
just run a
Real.
spinner with the boots, and then you have Snivy.
Or Defog Snivy, the heatest of sets.
Yeah.
Snivy does get Defog. It is one of the 5 moves it learns.
Wait, you can defog on the Natsu and get an evasion boost
Real.
with Snivy.
True.
Anyways, we've yapped enough. I'm gonna go curl my ball again. Thank you all for joining us. This has been episode 5. Next episode, we will be talking about the item clause.
Thank you all
So
so
big,
much.
big video next week.
Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Thank you, Fox, for joining us as a guest this week.
Yeah, of course, no problem.
All right. Thank you all so much for joining, and we'll catch y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.